a very warm morning to all present here. I take this privilege to extend a hearty welcome. I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude on your choice to be part of our extended family here at SBA, wherein you'll be taking this enriching journey of the International Baccalaureate program. Without further ado, I would like to acquaint you with the International Baccalaureate program. The IB curriculum enhances an individual's thought process by directing their thoughts towards a global perspective. By encouraging an open minded and thought provoking approach, IB molds its participants into becoming global citizens who tend to stand out from traditional learners. Originality while performing tasks and fulfilling requirements for the curriculum is obligatory. Consequently, students become research minded and progressive individuals, adequately equipped to adapt and excel in any global community. Perseverance and determination are the price that will need to be paid in order to reap the benefits of this tedious yet illuminating curriculum. Prayer delights God's ears. It melts his heart and opens his hand. Now I welcome Headmaster Mr. Felix Santos to give us a prayer.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, grandparents, parents, and my dear Ibdp children. Welcome to SBA and to the Ibdp 2020-2022. Please take a comfortable posture and pray within as I pray out aloud from the Holy Scriptures. In this prayer, God tells us, happy are those who know they are spiritually poor. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Happy are those who mourn. God will comfort them. Happy are those who are humble. They will receive what God has promised. Happy are those whose greatest desire is to do what God requires. God will satisfy them fully. Happy are those who are merciful to others. God will be merciful to them. Happy are the pure in heart. They will see God. Happy are those who work for peace. God will call them his children. Happy are those who are persecuted because they do what God requires. The kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Happy are you when people insult you and persecute you and tell you all kinds of evil lies against you because you are God's followers. Be happy and glad, for a great reward is kept for you in heaven. This is how the prophets who lived before you were persecuted. You are the salt for all mankind. But if salt loses its saltiness, there is no way to make it salty again. It has become worthless. So it is thrown out and people trample on it. You are like light for those and for the whole world. A city built on a hill cannot be hidden. No one lights a lamp and puts it under a bowl. Instead, he puts it on the lampstand where it gives light for everyone in the house. In the same way, your light must shine before people so that they will see the good things that you do and praise your God in heaven. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Music expresses that which can neither be put in words nor left unsaid. We now have a musical performance by our very own students.
चमकुटे मंडलम बजुटे बागये चमकुटे गा रही है गा रही है गा रही है ला 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 ये सूर्य चमका ये नूर चलका जो मेरी मेरी खुशबू आ रही है स्वागत आपका SBA में है दिल खुशी खुशी से गा रहा है ला 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 ला
Thank you. That was a marvelous performance. I now invite Mrs. Vani Pratap to please share with us some words of wisdom.
Good morning, everyone. I extend a warm welcome to all students, parents, and the extended family. Let me start by first congratulating all of you, parents and students, for choosing SBA and the IB diploma course to begin this important journey of your life. In particular, I would like to share with the new students joining with us today that you're indeed very fortunate to have secured admission for the IBDP program in SBA because you're now becoming a part of an elite group of young men and women of the world who are empowered by this course to become global citizens of the world in the truest sense of the word. The journey that you're all about to commence today is different. It marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life, and the author of which is you. Till now, you have probably had your elders, your parents, your teachers, and others making decisions for you and helping you make choices. But dear boys, from now, it will be you who will take over the steering wheel of your life, and you are going to direct your destiny. The world is in a turmoil today. We are faced with challenges that we never ever imagined will face us. And in this situation, it has become all the more difficult for us to make the right decisions. Life for most of us is characterized by a checklist. School life is largely determined by the type of school you attend, by the atmosphere that you grow up in, the kind of subjects you select, so on and so forth. But as you grow up, dear boys, you will have to make a checklist that will expect you to make choices that you had earlier never taken. A choice about which subject to choose, which university to apply, which internship to take, which extracurricular activity to follow, so on and so forth. It's all about choices. And making the right choice is the most difficult part of this process. You may have to make choices that are exactly not what you want, and you may have to make difficult choices too. So what happens then? Let me tell you a small story that inspired me. A man was lost in a desert. It was hot, it was blazing, and he could not find a path. He kept walking and walking with no sign of any help anywhere. And as he walked, he continued to lose hope and he became desperate. He had finished drinking every drop of water that he was carrying with him. And now it was hot, he was thirsty, and his energy was depleting. And he thought, it's all probably going to end. And this is where I'm going to die, sad and alone. And just as he was about to faint, he saw a small hut in the distance. His hope was raised. And with all his energy, he walked towards this hut. He thought it was a mirage initially, but then when he approached near, he realized that it was a small, old, abandoned hut, and he eagerly made his way inside. When he went in, he saw that it was empty. Obviously, there was nobody there. and it was abandoned. And in the midst of this hut, he was surprised to see an old hand pump to draw water. Probably there was a well beneath, and with all his energy, he began to pump, hoping that he will get water. He was tired and he was frustrated, but he put all his energy and began to hope that he will get water. But there was no sign of any water. Just as he was losing hope, he saw a bottle in the corner of the hut and he ran eagerly towards it. He picked up the bottle and saw that it was full of water. He was overjoyed. But attached to that bottle was also a small note, and on the note was written two sentences. It said, "Use this water to start the hand pump and remember to fill it again." Many of these hand pumps have an air block, and when you pour water from the top and then pump, the water flows. Now he was in a dilemma. Here was a bottle of water. He was thirsty. He thought he was going to die. Should he use this bottle of water to drink, or should he pour this bottle of water into the hand pump? This was a dilemma that he was facing. What if he wasted the water and the pump did not work? It was a difficult choice. What should he do? Should he just drink and move on? Someone before him had obviously faced this dilemma. So, is that a clue to learn from the experience of another person? We often face such dilemmas in life. We have to make difficult choices and then be prepared to face the consequences of it. Many of us are incapable of making these choices because we are fearful of what the consequences might be. However, we have to make a choice because it is inevitable. So, what did the man do? He decided to take a leap of faith. He said a silent prayer and poured the water into the pump and began to work on the handle. After a few minutes, water gushed out of the pump and he drank to his heart's content. And he refilled the bottle that he was carrying with water and also remembered to fill the bottle as was mentioned on that note. But he added another sentence there that said, "Believe me, it works." Dear students, the journey of life is all about making choices. There are some that are totally in our control, and there are some that are not in our control. We need the courage, the faith, and the belief that we are making the right choice. And it is in times like this that our value system helps. The values with which you have grown up, the values which you hold dear, are the ones that will guide you and hold you in good stead. We also need to be prepared to face the consequences of our choices and not blame others for it. Remember, you are all very fortunate to have your parents, teachers, and friends and others to help you make these choices. But the final result is yours. The path that you have chosen to walk is yours and yours alone. There are others who may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. It is your choice alone. In this journey, if you have made choices and the results have been good, remember to share the experience with others. And if the experience has not been good, still remember to share it because there is something to learn out of it. Because we do not get to make all choices. We can't choose our parents. We cannot choose the color of our skin. We cannot choose where we will be born. These are things which are beyond our control. But there are choices which are in our control. Being born a male was not in your choice. Being a man, again, is a matter of age. It's not in your control. But being a gentleman is a choice that you can make. And that is in your control alone. So make your choices wisely. Let me conclude, dear boys, by wishing you all and praying that you make all the right choices. Once again, good luck and God bless.
Truly enlightening. Thank you, ma'am. Now we have a short video regarding the IB Diploma program.
For over 40 years, an international baccalaureate education has been helping people cross the boundaries that separate languages, countries, and cultures. Today, the IB continues that tradition, providing a continuum of international education that features 4 high-quality programs for students from 3 to 19 years old. In a rapidly changing world, IB programs aim to develop intercultural understanding and respect, a mission reflected in 10 core values. The IB Learner Profile describes the attributes of people who are empowered to help create a better and more peaceful world. As IB learners, we strive to be inquirers, curious, enthusiastic, lifelong learners who ask powerful questions. Knowledgeable, exploring locally and globally significant ideas. Thinkers, critical, creative, ethical decision-makers. Communicators, good listeners, confident in more than one language. Principled, honest, fair, and responsible. Open-minded, developing critical appreciation for our own cultures and the cultures of others. Caring, committed to service with the community. Risk-takers, courageous, resourceful, and resilient. Balanced, focused on well-being for ourselves and those around us. Reflective, thoughtful, realistic, and hopeful for the future. At the heart of an IB education are passionate, lifelong learners who believe that how you learn and why you're learning is as important as what you study in school. Students are at the center of IB programs, internationally minded people who recognize their common humanity and shared guardianship of the planet. An IB education means opportunities to develop healthy relationships, imagination, and ethical reasoning. It means building the confidence and persistence students need to achieve challenging goals. It means learning what it is to be human and how to thrive in a complex world. IB learners work together to turn experience into understanding. As they learn how to learn and how to manage their own learning, IB students are supported by assessment, a variety of strategies through which teachers help them understand how they're doing and how they can keep doing better. An IB education helps students build understanding through inquiry, action, and reflection. Students learn by doing, connecting the classroom with the world beyond. IB programs culminate in exhibitions, projects, and independent research that demonstrate not only what students know, but also what they can do. An IB education creates learning communities in which students can increase their understanding of language and culture, and which can help them to become more globally engaged. Through IB programs, students explore how to face both local and global challenges that involve the environment, development, conflict, rights, cooperation, and governance. The IB's courses and curriculum frameworks are engaging, relevant, challenging, and significant. In IB programs, students learn content that is worth knowing and that can help them make a difference. An IB education spans traditional academic disciplines and pushes students to make connections across many fields of study. IB programs are broad and balanced, conceptual, and connected. Their rigorous models of assessment have earned widespread respect, including recognition of the IB diploma as an international university entrance qualification. The IB represents an independent, worldwide community of educators who are committed to excellence. Thousands of creative IB World schools collaborate to connect high ideals with the day-to-day details of teaching and learning. They hold each other mutually accountable to standards and practices that define high-quality educational programs. What makes an IB education unique? Alumni, educators, supporters, and more than 1 million students and their families every year, working together to make a better world through education.
I would now like to invite Master Akshat Narela to talk about his experience with the IB program.
Hello parents, teachers and most importantly, the new warriors, the new Ibdp students. I am Akshat Narela, Year 2 IB student, here to share a few thoughts. Friends, you have presented yourself to a challenge that is purely beneficial and that tailors you into a wholesome and holistic person. A man who can take anything in his stride, stress, pain and disappointment and reflect not pride but modesty. Until this point in your life, you were a great sailor who managed to sail across the wind and reach this point. But now, here is the challenge. I have to admit that this decision of yours combined with the fortune that your parents have provided you is not regretful. Congratulations for making a great decision in joining the Ibdp program, moreover with Sarla Birla Academy. Get ready to explore the depth of this vast ocean, the one filled with predators but also the treasure chest. I, as a diver, am here to share my experience in the ocean for a year and to guide you to the ultimatum. So here goes my story. After scoring 95.2 in 10th grade CBSE, my parents thought if I continue, I would score well in JEE Mains and Advanced and secure a position in the IITs. I must say that most of the parents here might have encountered the very same thoughts. Then, why Ibdp? Why did I choose this curriculum over the others? Ironically, my question itself contains the answer. The word why is the answer. In this automated world, our lives are busy and accustomed to simple and routine tasks. To extrapolate, all of these tasks involve basic questions of what, where, who and when. What happened? Who did it? Where and when did this happen? We get to know this information as it is right in our fingertips, smartphones and the internet. But Ibdp takes us into the deeper level. As the students of Ibdp, we keep on asking these questions constantly. Why and how? Why did this happen? How does it affect us or the situation itself? So, this is what makes the difference. Ibdp makes sure this happens. When I meet my other friends who would be struggling to remember the formulae, wasting time in calculations and neglecting the very core of the subject, they ask me, why is IB so hard if they provide you with all the information you need and a calculator? It's true, but I often have mixed feelings about them. One way, I feel strange about the usage of why, which they lack to use in answering their questions. Instead, the other, enthusiasm to show them the true potential of Ibdp. It is indeed very true that we are provided with all sorts of information to answer the questions. Just like we have in the real world, we have Google to get all the information. In today's world, skill is most valuable than memory, and IB understands that. This is what makes Ibdp stand out from the rest. Now we know that what the ocean of Ibdp needs from us and what it makes into. Now we need to know how does IB accomplish this task. As I previously mentioned, here is the second aspect. How? When we refer to the very emblem of IB, it looks like a maze. Concentric circles representing deeper levels of difficulty and understanding. Furthermore, the ultimate goal of Ibdp itself. We have three aspects that differentiates IB from the rest. Often referred to as the pillars of Ibdp, they are the theory of knowledge, caste, and the extended essay. Just a short note. TOK stands for Theory of Knowledge, the class which definitely gives students headaches in the first time, but in the long run they will love it. Furthermore, when we enter a TOK class, it's like we enter a whole new world, a world underneath our own. Here, we learn why and how things work the way they do. We delve deeper into our own subjects, just in a different way. This makes our understanding of our subjects even better. Then we come to CAS, which is done outside the class. CAS refers to creativity, activity, and service, covering the three strands of CAS. The purpose of CAS is to provide exposure and bring us from the IB world into the real world, enabling us to apply all the things we learned in IB. Lastly, the extended essay, which makes us junior scientists. It sparks our curiosity in analyzing things on our own and the happiness that comes from it. There are a lot of things to mention, but unfortunately, time is the limiting factor. Time is our best companion, but also our greatest enemy in these 2 years. Over time, we learn a lot of new things, provided we use our times properly and efficiently by putting constant hard work driven by our passion. So finally, new warriors, welcome again into the ocean of Ibdp. You have nothing to fear of. You are under the guidance of best school and teachers I ever saw in my life, and they will be with you. All you have to do is just dive right in.
Thank you, Akshat. Our curriculum boasts about holistic growth in all students who experience it. Here's the first-hand account of the few who have completed the course.
Hey guys, my name is Yashnu Nagaria and I'm from the Ibdp batch of 2017. Currently, I go to Georgia Tech and I'm double majoring in computer science and industrial engineering. Enough about me. Let's talk about you. Firstly, welcome to the IB Diploma program at Sarla Birla Academy. You couldn't have made a better decision in regards to both choosing a school and an academic program. I'm so excited for you. This video is supposed to be short, so I'll stick to the point. I have 3 rules I want you to follow for IB Diploma program. Number 1, don't just work hard, work smart. Working hard is good, but not good enough. Not for IB. So, work smart. How do you do it, you ask? Simple. Prioritize, plan in advance, and spread out your work. Have defined goals and constantly push yourself towards them. This might seem a bit vague, so here's a simple example. Studying for 2 hours and taking a half-hour break is so much better than trying to study for 5 hours non-stop and ending up just staring at your book. Aim to maximize your productivity. Work smart. Number 2, IB is a marathon, not a sprint. You need to start on day 1 and keep running till you cross the finish line. You can't wait for the exams to come around to start studying. IB is not an exam-based curriculum. It is a learning-oriented program. You cannot learn material meant to be studied over 2 years in the 3 months prior to your board exams. That just doesn't work. The same goes for the internal assessments and your submissions. Work from day 1. Number 3, ask for help, often and shamelessly. I couldn't have done as well as I did without all the help I received. And believe me, help can come from everywhere. Teachers, friends, the admin staff, and even your parents. So don't be afraid of asking for help. Just make sure you are polite and don't force yourself on other people. One of the best things about SBA is that everyone wants to help you. I had friends at other schools doing IB who would only get limited help from their teachers. At SBA, it's different. We say we are a family and we help each other like we mean it. Now, that's all the IB advice I had. Let's zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture. I want you to focus on quality and quantity as they are equally important. Here, quantity stands for your grades and quality for the knowledge and skills you will acquire. Don't let the 45-point scale bind you. Use IBDP as a medium to empower yourself, develop an insatiable curiosity, and pursue your passions. At the end of the 2 years, you should be able to say that you've grown and become better as a human being and not just a scholar. Finally, I'm going to share with y'all the secret to my success as a student. It's just 2 words that got me 44 points. You won't believe it, but it's true. My secret to success is being stupid. Be stupid. If there is something stupid in your head, say it. Say it once, learn, educate yourself, find out why it's wrong, and never say it again. But allow yourself the chance to fail if you want to succeed. My story is basically me being stupid till I find out what the right thing to do is. I'll close by saying that 2 years from now, the fancy IB hologram on the certificate or your grades won't make you laugh. The memories you make with your friends and teachers will. So keep in mind and focus on the journey and not the destination. It's cliche, but true. Good luck, guys.
Hey guys, I hope everyone listening to this is all well and ready for an exciting yet demanding last 2 years of your high school. To those who don't know me, my name is Sapunach. I'm from Thailand and I've been studying at SBA for 8 years. And fortunately, I just finished IB with a 44 this year. I'll be pursuing neuroscience at the University of Toronto as a Lester B. Pearson Scholar. For those who don't know what's Lester B. Pearson, it is a full scholarship to U of T, University of Toronto, for those who demonstrate academic excellence and contribute to the community and school using their leadership skills and creativity. I'll try to make it as concise as possible by dividing whatever I'm going to say in 3 parts. Those are why IB is a powerful curriculum, what are the facts and myths about IB in general, and what are the facts and myths about IB in SBA. First part, as I've mentioned, is why IB is a powerful curriculum and what is meant by powerful. So objectively, if you see, IB is accepted around the world. In my experience during the admission process, where I've applied to almost 20 universities across the world, like Canada, UK, US, Thailand, Australia, and initially I also planned to do it in Singapore, Czech. I tried applying. I want to become a doctor, so it's a bit difficult to get in. However, the point is that IB is indeed powerful. For instance, in UK, United Kingdom, there's a UCAS tariff point that standardizes all curriculum into some numbers. So when I checked the tariff points for the AAS level and the IB, I found that IB is actually gaining more points than the A level, which is the UK national curriculum. It was a shock to me. And another example is a more recent one for me. I've got new Canadian friends. they have to study the introductory to chemistry, introductory to biology, introductory course to physics, etc. for the University of Toronto, which is okay because it's very normal. It's a normal first year course. But with IB, I was able to skip 6 courses out of 10 in the first year. And that is the 2 introductory courses, each for bio, chem, and math. This is called transfer credit, and Canadian, American, and Australian universities grant awesome transfer credit for IB students. And let's say at McGill, the second best in Canada, if I would have been there, I can actually reduce my study term for a year. I can skip a year. But let me emphasize on this point that if you really want your IB diploma to be really powerful for you, you got to be a true IB learner. What I meant is you must try to know why are you doing a particular activity in IB. So in IB you learn to research, do literature review, you learn to cite, evaluate, reflect, improve your drafts, you learn to manage all your IAs with extra co-curricular. It's like 80% of the university. Right now I've got research assignments, lab assignments. It's actually like the IAs. And if you know the IB subjects in and out, you can confidently bypass the first year courses and actually take the second year courses depending on the university system. It is that powerful, but you got to be a true learner, a true IB student, because without knowing the subject content of IB, without getting the skills that IB require, I think you won't get good grades even if you take the second year course. And lastly, my research skills made me realize my passion. IB opens your world. It widens your perspective. My writing skills and probably the activities that I do have made me get the scholarship at U of T and other Canadian universities. I'm still grateful to the curriculum even today. Okay, the second part will be myths and facts about IB in general. Firstly, people say IB is a pain. It will definitely be a pain if 1, you get addicted to social media, movies, TV series, or games. It will become a pain when you don't do one CAS project, when you don't utilize your first year to study, because later in the second year, all assignments will bombard you. So simple recommendation is enjoy what you're learning. But I know, and you know, it is difficult to implement, but you got to enjoy what you're learning and start early. Second, I know that people from ICSE or IGCSE background say that Indian curriculums are only for remembering, and IB is just an application based, so I don't need to study. I can say that you are wrong, because you must remember necessary important concepts and also learn to apply them. So it's double work, not just remembering. And for instance, you don't remember the arteries of your heart. You won't be able to answer any questions related to heart. Or for economics, if you don't know what factors influence demand and supply curve, you won't be able to produce that in exams and apply to whatever tricky questions they give. Hence, memorize and understand what is required, and later the application part will come and will need practice when you are doing questions in the past papers or whatever the teachers are giving you. So in short, you must understand the concept to improve your memorization technique. Thirdly, seniors say that I regret taking IB. Don't do it. You got to be in some America's Got Talent or something to get 40 plus in IB, or for some even a diploma for that matter. So to be honest, I didn't find IB that difficult, as my seniors used to say, but it's not easy either. Don't think I'm a genius or something, but my secret to getting high marks all the time is to have a very, very strong foundation, and better from 10th grade. So whenever I teach my friends, I find that what they think they know is right is actually so wrong and incomplete. And the difficulty of understanding also lies in a weak foundation. It is something like if you can't do trigonometry in math, you can't do trigonometry in math if you don't know simple linear algebra or the BODMAS rule. Therefore, start from now, learn in and out, let's say the first and second chapter today, and then revise them after a week and then after a month, and it gets stronger and stronger. And if possible, imagine the chapters in your head, write them down and compare it with a textbook or something, right, to see what's missing. The third part of what I want to convey is the myths and facts about IB in SBA. I've heard from my seniors too that in SBA, IB isn't good and it's only suitable for commerce. Or some might also say that SBA routine is for ISE and not for IB. To explain this, I must say that I was also confused about this question, but now I know the answer. So let me give you a holistic view of IB schools worldwide that I have inquired from my friends in the top IB schools in Malaysia, Thailand, Uganda, even few in India like the Indus School Hyderabad. So let me say that all schools have their strengths and weaknesses, and I'm sure SBA will have its own strengths and weaknesses. Every school will have that. And as now I'm meeting more people worldwide, I learned a universal truth. No IB support system from the schools, teachers, etc. will be better than your own determination to understand the principles of IB, the procedures of IB, the marking criteria, the exam content in IB. So our teachers will be experienced in some ways. For example, in SBA, I'm certain that every department have an experienced examiner, some even more than 10 years. Since the IB started. So from English to math to the sciences, humanities, whatever. But it's up to you to learn how to utilize their expertise and the available resources. Internet they have millions of resources. So it's literally pointless complaining that this thing is bad, the teacher is bad, etc. But rather focus on your studying, utilizing what's best, and actually solving the problem by going to the right person. So for instance, talking to the teachers directly with mutual understanding, the teachers and the students will understand each other, then your learning experience will be a better one. But let me assure you that in SBA, you can achieve the grade that you want to achieve, along with being a prefect or participating in each events, activities and competitions over there. As mentioned already, work every day little by little, and study when there's no IA work during prep time. So don't stop and try, and if you try binge watching Netflix only after you get your IB results in 2 years, because if you want Netflix or Amazon Prime now during IB, you might end up crying and regretting that you missed a critical point during these 2 years to get a strong foundation for the university. Otherwise, you're going to fail in university too. Just being honest. So I've really enjoyed IB and SBA. I can't say for sure that it is the best among all schools or it is better than every other school, because we can be only in one school at a time, and from the internet, from the rankings or whatever, we cannot say that this school is actually better than any other school. But I can say that for me at least, I have achieved whatever I wanted to achieve. I've realized my dream and potential, and it is only because of SBA. And one advantage for sure is the small size of the IB students over here. The best schools often have nearly 50 to 100 students per batch, per cohort. Last advice, read all the syllabus guides for each subject, including the TOK and the EE right now. you read once now, you read once after 5 months, you read more times, and then you read once more before the submissions of your IA. If you are a hardworking person, you will realize that you always realize what mistakes you have done to your assignments, what you have missed in during the previous readings of the syllabus. So you will also realize what the teachers have missed in class. So therefore, be active and follow your passion, and you will definitely succeed. Thank you.
I hope this video has shed some light on the onward journey. I now request our Ibdp coordinator, Mr. Manoj Jaiswal, to give us an insight into the curriculum.
Good morning to one and all present here. Once again, I, in the capacity of the coordinator, welcome you to the extended SBA family. I would like to congratulate the parents and the students for choosing such a challenging but at the same time life transforming curriculum like Ibdp. Ibdp is a dynamic curriculum. It keeps reinventing, realigning itself to the changing needs of the time. No wonder why IB schools have grown manifold in the numbers in last 10 years in India. It is a skill-based curriculum which is motivated and dominated by the inquiry approach. It does not encourage the learning based on memorizing the content, and at the same time, it helps the students to develop all those qualities of personality imbibed in the IB learner's profile. The core elements of extended essay offers the students the opportunity to research and investigate a topic that interests them. This is independent work which keeps them ready for doing the research and developing their writing skills which would be needed for college and university. The theory of knowledge, TOK course, explores the nature of the knowledge across the range of discipline. This again makes you think out of the box. The creativity, activity and service, CAS, fosters students' awareness and appreciation of the life beyond the academic areas. Thus, the student who takes up this curriculum ends up by acquiring those necessary skills which makes his life easy and comfortable in future, and also makes him a productive member of the society. Dear parents, I'm very happy to share with you that all our teachers are highly motivated and professionally trained to facilitate the IB learning. More than 50% of them are DP examiners in their respective subjects. Their experience as DP examiners multiplies when it is added upon the students. Our results have consistently improved over the years in terms of the school average, highest grade point achieved, university placements, etc. Personalized attention and small cohort size, best residential and sports facilities are the strengths of DP at SBA. This entire team of SBA works on the belief that there is always a scope of improvement and sky's the limit. And hence, we are able to make SBA home away from home, as we love to call it. I would like to now draw your attention towards a very important document which has been shared with you earlier, the Ibdp Handbook for Students and Parents. Dear parents, this handbook is like the Bible of the curriculum. Any information which you need at any point of time, you can just flick through the pages, browse the content page, and you will get it. I request you all to take out some time and go through it as per your convenience, and also to retain a copy of this for any future reference. We will also share a soft copy of this document with the students as well. Very soon, we will be having a university placement and career guidance by Mrs. Priya Swami, who is a renowned person in this field across the state of Karnataka and beyond. I'm sure this session will help all the students to make the best decision in the line with the future study and the career prospects they are thinking for them. Dear parents, we will be hosting the first assessment summative exam from 30th September till 8th October. After that, a detailed report will be shared with you mentioning and highlighting the aspects of progress made by your ward, at the same time highlighting those areas where there is a scope of improvement. Dear parents, this would be the last opportunity to discuss any kind of the subject or level change if needed. After this, we may not be in a position to incorporate the changes. I hope this clears all your doubts. For any further inquiry or discussion, do write to me and I will respond to it. Once again, I wish all the students and parents a very happy journey of IBDP at Sarla Vidya Academy. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.
Thank you, sir.